Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a Genoa Township trustee meeting. It's a regular trustee meeting. Today's date is April 14th, 2026, and the time is 6:30 p.m. A full and accurate account of this meeting's audio and video can be found at genoatwp.com. Pat, will you call the roll?
Mr. Antoinette?
Here.
Ms. McMurray?
Here.
Ms. Vaughn?
Here. Also present, we have our fiscal officer, Patrick Myers, our office manager, Dina Brown, our director of roads, buildings and grounds and park, Lauren Fitzpatrick, our police chief, James McMillan, fire chief, Joseph Ponzi, director of zoning and development, Joseph Schaefer. I had to see if you, I didn't see you. Director of communications and events, Leslie Strader, and township administrator, Paul Wise. At this time, I would ask everyone who is able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Annette, will you start? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, thank you. We have a room full of people here, and we have a couple special I would say resolutions that we're going to pass and things that we'll celebrate. So I will turn it over to our fire chief, Ponzi.
Good evening, board. The first order of business this evening, I would respectfully request, excuse me, for a resolution for the promotion of current Lieutenant Paramedic Allison Holtzberry to the position of fire captain with the Genoa Township Fire Department, effective April 14th, 2026.
Okay, I will move to approve the promotion of Lieutenant Paramedic Allison Holtzberry to the position of fire captain with the Genoa Township Fire Department, effective April 14th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Antoinette?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
Would you like to do both resolutions and
Let's
then
do
the
that.
swearings in?
That would be great.
Secondly, I would respectfully request a resolution to approve the promotion of firefighter paramedic Jesse Crook to the position of fire lieutenant with the Genoa Township Fire Department, effective April 14th, 2026.
I will move to approve the promotion of firefighter paramedic Jesse Crook to the position of fire lieutenant with the Genoa Township Fire Department, effective April 14th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoinette?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
Okay, so we're going to swear in Allison first. I think you let Leslie decide that.
I, Allison Holtzberry,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of Ohio,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and will faithfully discharge the duties
of lieutenant
of captain
No.
I will faithfully discharge the duties of captain
I will faithfully discharge the duties of captain
in Genoa Township,
in Genoa Township,
Delaware County,
Delaware County,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during the continuance of my employment.
during the continuance of my employment.
So help me God. Congratulations, Captain. Jesse's gonna be a lieutenant. Don't worry, Jesse, we'll make you a captain here in a minute. Just read whatever.
Allison's children are going to come up, Remy, Cohen, maybe, and present her helmet and her badge.
Can you give it to me, Rick? Can you take it? I'll help you. Can you give her a hug? Oh, yeah.
Good? Congratulations. Oh, no. Jesse? Hey, Lieutenant this time, Pat.
You can say captain.
Someone handed me these, I'm not sure who.
That'd be me.
I, Jesse Crook,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of
the
Ohio,
Constitution and laws of the state of
and
Ohio.
will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of lieutenant
of lieutenant
in Genoa Township,
in Genoa Township,
Delaware County,
Delaware County,
state of Ohio,
state of Ohio,
during the continuance of my employment.
during the continuance of my employment.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And Jesse's wife and son, well, the family, is going to come up and present him with his helmet and his new badge. Oh, that's awesome. Or you can hold on to it, whichever. Yeah, can you just stand up here? And if I may just have another quick minute. Just real quick, Allison began her career in the fire service in 2007 and joined Genoa Township in 2011. She was promoted to lieutenant in April 2021. She does hold several professional certificates and also has, excuse me, an associate's degree in fire science, a bachelor's degree in EMS management, and a master's degree in emergency management. Allison is married to her wife, Jen, and they have 2 children and live in Lewis Center. Next, Jesse, he's the lieutenant, okay? Began his career in the fire service in 2013 in the Cincinnati area and was then employed full-time in 2016 with the Delhi Township Fire Department near Cincinnati. And for a period of time, Jesse commuted from Dublin to Cincinnati every 3rd day. How many years?
Three, I think it was, yeah.
So for 3 years, every 3rd day, he commuted to Cincinnati for his full-time employment. Can't imagine what that was like in the winter. Until Jesse was offered full-time employment with Genoa Township in 2019. Jesse has also been a member of the Delaware Tactical Unit, serving as a tactical medic since 2021. He also holds an associate's degree in EMS and a bachelor's degree in allied health. Jesse is married to Ashley, and they have 3 children, and they live in Dublin. And Allison, you're a senior, so would you please introduce who all is with you here this evening?
Yeah, so I have my beautiful family, my wife Jen, my daughter Remy, and our son Cohen, my mom and dad, Paul and Jenny, my sister and my niece, and then my father-in-law, mother-in-law, and it's technically my grandfather-in-law, but he's my grandpa. And then I, of course, have my second family, all my brothers, and then long-term mentor, Chief Kennel. And I think I got everybody. Yep. I think. But Jesse's got a lot. So.
Oh, boy. All right. Yeah, bear with me. So I got my parents here. I have, let's just go down the line. Niece, I got Ada. I have my son Landon, nephew Alfie, nephew Finn, brother-in-law Matt. We got Aunt Amy. We have Addie, Hillary. My daughter Blair is on my mother-in-law's Tammy's lap. Got close family friend Capri. Obviously, my beautiful wife Ashley, daughter Riley. Oh boy, here we go. Close family friend Aspen. I've got Winston, friend Austin, his wife Nicole, Uncle Troy, Sherry, Jeremy, and their 2 kids, Xavier and Ava. I think I got it. That's it. Is that good? Did I good? Yes. Yes. And then my new brothers, my new crew back there, and then I got Sean from DTU. I got Officer Parsons there too. So, yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. It is something to celebrate, and I hear there's cake back at the fire department. Pause our meeting for a minute so everybody can clear out. Yeah. All right, we're gonna jump the fire and keep going with fire so the chief can go back and celebrate with his crew. So Chief Ponzi, I'll keep it in your court. Accept a resignation.
Resignation, would request the board to accept the resignation of Evan Snyder, effective March 17th, 2026. Evan was one of our recent hires, and during his employment, we hired Evan. He had been laid off at the Franklin Township Fire Department on the west side, and he had received a recall notice to Franklin Township, and he opted to go back there. So I would ask that you accept his resignation.
You said March 17th?
Yeah, his letter actually says April 1st, 2026.
Okay. Okay, all right, perfect, want to clarify. All right, I will move to accept the resignation of full-time firefighter paramedic Evan Snyder effective April 1st, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoinette? Yes. Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Secondly, I would ask for your consideration to enter in an agreement and issue a purchase order to Ascent FD Act, which is a company that we plan on utilizing for an upcoming emotional assessment process.
Thank you.
Violated the rules. Would request it.
No cake for you.
There is ice cream. Would request that you consider to enter into the agreement and issue a purchase order to Ascent FD Act. The company will provide the services of a promotional assessment center for us. We did the last assessment about this time 2 years ago, and that's about our normal time as we make the list effective for 2 years. Those two people that were just promoted this evening, unless something would unforeseen happen, the current list expires on June 6th of this year. So we need to put on a new process to establish a list of qualified candidates, and I would ask that you would authorize the resolution to enter in the agreement, and then please also authorize Mr. Wise to sign the agreement.
Okay, I will move to enter into an agreement with Ascent FD Act for the purposes of promotional process, authorize Township Administrator Paul Wise to sign the agreement, and authorize the fiscal officer to issue a purchase order in the amount of $12,100. Do I have a second? Discussion? Chief, can you talk about, is this a one-time thing? You use this? And
So
kind of tell us a little bit more about the process?
the
and-
whys of what we do?
Yeah.
So we have not in the past. We started, typically in the past, we've always just held a process when we needed an officer. And now that the department is 25 years old, we have some people that could be eligible for retirement. And so 2 years ago, we said, we're going to start this process of hosting a promotional process every 2 years. That keeps our interested parties engaged in the process, and those that pass the written test and then pass the assessment center are eligible to work in the role of, under the contract, is called an out-of-class. So when a lieutenant is off on a vacation day or sick day, one of those people on the correct shift works as an acting lieutenant for the day. Get some experience riding the trucks, making decisions, et cetera. Through that process, we've also vetted them that they have the right qualities, the skills, the knowledge to be riding in that position on the fire apparatus. So we keep that list active for 2 years. And if no one retires in 2 years, the list expires. But prior to that list expiration, we would hold another process and enact another 2-year list. This process is a written test, and you must pass the written test to go to phase 2, which is about a 4-hour assessment center that will be put on by Ascent, and that they bring in some outside chiefs from outside of the area, so no one knows anybody, and the candidates are grilled on. They're given a multitude of written projects that they have to work on, and while they're working on that, they get interrupted and brought into a room, and then they're put in a couple different scenarios and assess on how they handle the situation. That could be a personnel matter. That could be truly you flipped up on a live screen of, hey, this house is on fire. You pull up, what do you do? We call that the tactical exercise. And also some human resources type. How do you deal with a person that may be, for example, underperforming? You have to bring that employee in and talk with them. How do you handle that? Then they're all assessed, and then they're graded, and then all the scores are put together, and then they're compiled, and then they're ranked. And then typically I retain what's called the right of 3 in the process, so that say we were to need a lieutenant and take the top 3 candidates and we look at them again and then make a decision on which candidate were to would be promoted in that situation.
Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah, any other questions? All right, roll.
Yes.
Ms. McMurray? Ms.
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Go enjoy some cake. All right.
Gets no cake,
We-
just ice cream, just ice cream.
We skipped public comment, so I'll go back. Well, actually, let's go back to the beginning with the fiscal officer report.
Okay, that sounds good. First of all, approval of meeting minutes. There are 6 sets of minutes. February 13th, special trustee, March 9th, special trustee / zoning meeting, March 10th, regular trustee meeting, March 10th, special trustee / zoning meeting, March 31st, special trustee meeting, April 9th, special trustee meeting. I know you said you may want to separate
Yeah.
one of those out, so that's totally up to however you'd like to approve.
Okay, yep. I will move to approve the following trustee meeting minutes: February 13th, 2026, March 9th, 2026, March 10th, 2026, and April 9th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antonetts?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes. And I will then make a motion to approve the March 31st trustee meeting minutes, special trustee meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antonetts?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray?
Abstain.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion passes. Perfect.
Okay, and then the only other thing I'll have for your signatures at the end is the reconciled bank for 3/31/26, end of March. Our total balance is of $22,373,464.84. And the way that breaks out is a primary account right now of $371,510.43. The Fifth Third investments at $20,066,534.18. And the Star Ohio account of $1,935,420.23. Everything's cleared and reconciled. I'll have that for your signature in, along with the rest of the stuff. If you have nothing else for me, I have nothing else to present.
Okay, thank you. All right, now I'll open it up to public comment.
Hi, I'm Mallory Menz with the Delaware Public Health District. So just a few things from the Health District this month. Any Genoa Township resident can get this, any Delaware County resident can. We have free gun storage lock boxes available, so you can go to our website and learn more about those, but they're like extra large ones and they come with locks on them, so great resource for gun safety. And then if you know any high schoolers that need something to do in the middle of July, we are having a public health summer camp type thing. It's available for students grades 9 through 12, and they'll learn a whole lot. It's a week long, and they'll get their CPR certification and their level 1 food handler certification. So those are great resources for high schoolers to have, like if they want to be lifeguards or work in a kitchen. But that's kind of it from the health district this month, so
I
thank
have
you.
actually a question for you. I had a resident call me right before I left for this meeting, and I tried to catch you, but couldn't find you in the crowd. Called from and asked about disposal of garden chemicals. You know, like
Okay.
pesticides and stuff. She said she had a bunch. Are you going to have an event? I said usually the health department
Yeah,
helps with that
we
kind of
do,
stuff.
Garden pesticides. I know there's like household hazardous waste like events that they have quite often.
But you don't know of any offhand that are happening
Not
soon?
offhand,
Okay.
but Jennifer Way Young at
Okay.
the health district, she kind of is involved with our waste, and she does a lot with DKMM.
Yep.
So she would be a good contact for that, but
Okay.
I don't really know off the top
Okay,
of my
I
head, so
figured it was
sorry.
worth asking. It's all right, but I'll reach
Yeah.
out to her.
Yeah, they do, and we always do like the tire disposal thing, and we'll do like the big shred event. So if people have things to shred, we do that every year. But I don't know about the
Okay.
pesticides,
Okay,
sorry.
sounds good, no
All
problem.
right, thank you.
Thank you. No one else for public comment?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mallory.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, great. Yeah, I may reach out to you tomorrow. Okay. Okay, great. All right, good to know. All right, I'll turn it over to trustee comments. Anyone?
I don't have anything new.
No? Annette?
So our Delaware County trustee legislative group met last week, gosh, time.
Yeah, I think it was.
And so there is a House Bill 113. It is kind of an interesting bill. I think it still needs a lot of work, but kind of on its face, it looks like it would give some, I guess you'd say, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not responsibility. Ownership, voice back to townships when it comes to annexations. So we, as a group, have agreed to review it a little bit more holistically in order to give some feedback. But it looks like it's trending in the right way. It would also give county commissioners say in annexations too. So I think it's a move in the right direction. I don't know if the bill's quite where it needs to be yet, but heading there. So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was something important to us and will be beneficial to us, especially as we are seeing more and more annexation of township land across Delaware County.
Yep.
That's all I have.
All right, I have a couple things. And regarding that annexation, county commissioners currently really can't say no. They really don't have a lot of leverage to say no. So, yeah, I had an Ohio Township Association board meeting last Friday, and there's been some change in leadership at the OTA. Kyle Brooks, who actually lives in Orange Township, has been named the new executive director. I know Kyle well, he'll be great. We also had the resignation of a first vice president on the executive board, and one of my fellow directors, Amy Lucci from Concord Township, Lake County, was named the new secretary treasurer, and everybody else just bumped up. So I've known Amy for the last 2 years when I've served on the board. She's great. I think she'll be fantastic, so I'm happy for her. In that meeting, we talked about some other bills affecting townships, and it's been a while since I've gotten an update, so I thought I'd share a few. House Bill 314 kind of addresses the request of excessive public records. And I know sometimes here we get a lot of public records requests that kind of bombard staff. I guess there's a new trend in Ohio, I don't know if it's happening in other states, where there are corporations asking for like line item spending from townships, and they want to know every dollar you spend and where it came out of. I don't know if we're receiving any of those requests here.
Not so much, I've seen those though, and I've also seen where people are hiring companies to do it for them.
Yes,
And they're, and letting them gather it and give, individuals, that way they don't have to
Yes.
be involved in the process. They've got these public records companies out there that'll do the request for them and gather the stuff. I don't know what it costs.
well, that's what they're trying to fight at the state level. It's, we're a fairly large township compared to many across the state. And some of these smaller townships, they literally just have 3 trustees and a fiscal officer, and they have to respond to all these requests. And these corporations are then selling the data. So it's like a for-profit. So this legislation is trying to protect townships so that we're not bombarded and we can actually perform township duties. Another one is House Bill 361. This is Lorenz's zoning bill. And I've been told, there's a lot of us in the township that we don't like it. It just takes away too much of our township control. It streamlines a process, I think, is pro-development. I've been told that the committee chair doesn't like the bill, but the House Speaker loves it, so we'll see where it comes out. So they're duking it out at the state level, I don't know. Yeah, and then we have another one, House Bill 413 is talking about the, this one is interesting as well. Speaking of spending, This is a bill that would require everything that townships spend money on, every check that goes out, you would have to upload that documentation online. And again, this is like going to be a burden on townships' resources. We're going to have a full-time staff member uploading this stuff, and we're not going to be able to perform the duties that we should be performing. And again, back to the smaller townships, how are they going to have the resources to do this? So I understand the whole goal of the bill is transparency, but you got to be practical. I mean, it has to be common sense
With large townships, you have staff, but you're paying that staff money to do all that stuff.
to do
It's
something
not-
else, yeah, yeah. Another one, House Bill 646, this one is the Data Center Commission. You know, with all this talk of data centers, DeWine had asked for a task force or somebody to put together a committee, and the OTA was pushing for at least, I think there's 9 members on the committee. They wanted a representative from a township to be one of the 9 members, and we got that, so that's good. So I think at this point, the OTA is in support of it, so that's kind of a win. And the last one I have is the Senate Bill 376. And Annette is now on the Delaware County Township Association Legislative Committee. Have been on that committee for the last 4 years. A lot of trustees, let's say veteran trustees, have been around for a while. This new Senate bill is a new iteration of a former House Bill 163 that was in the 133rd General Assembly, and it was all about water rights. Right now you have, and it stems from Canton, there's a lot of negative stuff coming out of Canton these days. The city of Canton is making certain houses in townships that abut their community. Canton provides services to certain homes in townships. Canton is saying, we're going to shut off your water if you don't annex to us. And these residents are not happy. And they're also saying, okay, you can have water, but if you sell your house, we're not going to guarantee water service to the new owner. So in a weird turn of events, the Ohio Realtors Association is partnering with the Ohio Township Association, and that is like, it's like mixing oil and water. But the realtors can't sell the homes in Canton. And people in Canton are digging wells instead of tapping into Canton water. I mean, this is like real life stuff. So this bill is supposed to fix this problem, that you cannot force residents in townships to annex, and the cities have to continue to supply water. The other thing they're doing is like charging ridiculous surcharges. You know, you can have it, but we're gonna charge you triple what we do our city residents. So that's a real issue that I think needs to be looked at. It's a real problem. That's all I have.
Renee, did you have a comment about, or did you want to carry that on to the next meeting?
No, I think we'll bring it up. I had Paul put on the agenda, the general tax fund collection cap. I brought this up in the fall. And if you remember, this year is the midterm reassessment of the sexannual big reassessment of property taxes. So everybody's getting reassessed again this year. We'll probably get an increase. I had proposed last fall that Genoa not accept the increase. I've talked to George Kite, so we can't do that on millage, but we can do it on a dollar amount. And what he will do is crunch the numbers and tell us a ballpark millage to approve this fall. But there's a little catch. Donna had brought up the fact that other municipalities then could steal our money if we choose not to collect.
Right.
George thinks there's a new bill that's been passed that George Kite's a county auditor that would prevent that, but Paul had asked this morning if from legal counsel we need to get that clarification because that's not something we want to happen. So I just want to bring that up. We're not ready to move forward. I'd like to get feedback from the two of you. Are you in favor of something like this, or?
So the result of this is going to be a reduction in residents' property tax. That's the
Well, it's
purpose
no
of it.
increase.
No increase.
No increase. We'll just stay flat. And then that's inside millage. It doesn't affect
Yeah,
any of our
right,
levies.
right.
It's just general fund money.
Yeah, I guess I would rely on Pat, fiscal officer,
Yep.
Paul, that say that, we can,
I'm in favor of this.
okay.
Based on valuations and the past valuations. I think George seemed fairly confident though,
Yep.
that that money couldn't be grabbed.
He did.
We do want to hear that check mark, obviously, like
Yep.
you said, from the prosecutor. I think that's, if we know that someone can't go, oh, we'll take it,
Yeah.
then that's a different story, obviously. But
Yeah.
if we know that's the case and we feel comfortable the general fund can sustain that, which we do, I think it's a win for everybody.
Agreed.
It's good for our community.
Okay. Before I keep pushing this, I just wanted to get a buy-in from the board to say, okay, let's pursue this. We're not ready. We still need more information, but we are looking into it.
I do have a question for you, and you may not be able to answer this, maybe
Yep.
George will have to tell us. You said something about we have to adjust it in the fall. Does it have to go to the ballot?
No,
Okay,
it's
so
a
it's just us making an adjustment with George on an annual basis, we have to go back, you
Yeah.
said, right? Okay.
Yeah, the way George told me, I looked into this last October, and he said that we would have to pass the resolution, I think, by September, but I'm thinking it might have to be before August, because that's when the Budget Commission looks at our budget.
Sometime in the summer, we'd need to pass
That's what I
it.
think. That's why I wanted to get on it now, because there is a deadline, because we missed it last year.
I will say one thing too, that's gonna look very favorable to the Budget Commission as far as
Yeah.
us being called up there to talk about money and stuff, because they're gonna say, well, they've capped it, why would we bother?
Right. Well, it seems to be the way of the world these days, right? That everybody's watching our money, which I understand. We're all taxed out, so if we can provide some relief, I want to. Okay, thank you. Paul, do
I
you
have
any?
just,
Yeah.
I'm not on the agenda for anything. I just have a couple things to report. You had mentioned about the hazardous household waste.
Yeah.
There is a collection that's open to the public on June 13th at the Marion County Fairgrounds. And they're asking for $20 a car for the collection that day.
Okay,
It's Saturday, the 13th of June.
Thank you.
From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
okay.
So it's for a hazardous household waste collection they're having. Open
Thank
to-
you for that.
Open to anybody in our waste district. Including paint? Yep. And also, I just want to mention too, a lot of our residents have been facing hardships because of the running of fiber optics underground. It's displacing a lot of front yards, and it's causing a lot of unsightly messes. It created a safety problem for Trustee McMurray. But I just want to let the public know that the township has no jurisdiction over those communication companies by our Ohio Revised Code. We have no say over them working within the easements of utilities. So I know a lot of residents are blaming us. We're not granting rights to work in our right-of-way. We're not. They're working in our right-of-way, and we have no say. So if you get contacted by somebody, I try to help the resident to try to be a liaison, speak with the contractor if I can.
Yeah,
But, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
The issue I have with it is they're tearing it up, doing all that stuff, that's great. And then they supposedly fix it,
yeah.
but it doesn't look fixed. So I don't know if that's Baseman doing that, is it third party coming in
It's a
later?
third party, from what I've
I
been
think
told.
it might be Baseman
It's
Corporation.
different crews come in, they each have a role.
Yeah.
But it's not Pat Meyer's standard, is what he's saying.
Couldn't get out of my neighborhood for the last month.
Is there something, Leslie, maybe that we can put out to the public, letting them know that, like Paul said, it's not us? And Paul, is there any, maybe some contacts that we could add that
But
they
it
could reach out to?
depends, because there's many different companies. So I know that the ones working on St. Andrew Drive are working for AT&T. So there's no one working for AT&T on site. These are all subs.
Well, sometimes there's
There's
subs.
many,
and
many subs.
I talked, because the foreman came out to my house, and I talked to him, and he said sometimes they will sub it out 3 to 4 layers deep.
Yeah, so it's.
And the deeper it gets, the worse the work gets, from what I've heard.
So the message is, if you get a door hanger on your house stating that we're going to begin work, get out front, photograph the front of your house, the back of your house, the way
They're
it
not,
looks.
they're not doing that.
No, I mean, the homeowner,
hangers?
our
No, we
homeowner.
didn't get it. No, we got no
Nothing?
notification.
Okay.
None at all.
Who do you go after for that?
It's,
No one?
you need to find a contractor that's working.
Yeah.
And take a picture of his car. And documentation is
It's,
important.
I mean, it's across the, well, probably across the state, but definitely across the county and across our township. And it's,
It
I
could
mean,
be-
it's creating all different kinds of,
It could be a civil matter. I mean,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and it could come to that. So I've advised my neighbors, and on record, I'll say I would advise anybody in the township who's experiencing this to take pictures. Craig wished he would have taken a picture of them going underneath our driveway, because our fear is now that our driveway could eventually collapse. So, yeah, it's
That's all I
very
have.
unfortunate. Thank you, Paul.
All right, thank you. All right, next, communications with Leslie.
The board requested that I start providing a quarterly report. So I've provided you with trying to establish kind of a template to use for that it'll be similar from quarter to quarter with some data embedded in here that might kind of spark thoughts or ideas for you all. So clearly this isn't everything, but just some highlights to share with you. As you all know, we worked closely together in the first quarter to get the state of the township together. That was a time-intensive project, but I'm proud of what we came up with, and I think this is one of those projects that helps us stay up on par with even peer communities, but even larger cities and villages. So that has been published to YouTube. I also cut it down into individual sections and posted those as well. And that will continue to receive hits for years to come. It's kind of amazing actually to look back at some of our YouTube videos that are still watched, and we maybe put them out 5 years ago, but people still tune in for things of interest. The newsletter, we have a higher than standard open rate, so I thought that was an interesting metric to point out, 75% open rate among the sends that we have.
That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, but you got to consider, I get it 3 times. I get it on my personal email, trustee
But do you
email.
open it in every location?
Usually not. I'll
Right.
open one, right?
Right.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
So
yes.
you
So,
probably
yeah.
have higher.
Yes, yes, good point. Yes, okay, I see what you're saying.
I think national average open rate's around 15%.
Yes, yeah, so it's a very high open rate. And then I find it interesting to know what people are clicking on within the newsletter. So in the first quarter, the new neighborhood watch block watch signs was the top most clicked article. Similarly, within the category of digital infrastructure, first, I just put on the top picture, I want to point out to you that this is what the back end of our Citizen Request Center looks like to staff. So all of the departments are now on this software, and Dina works very closely with the Citizen Request Center, making sure that each request that comes in is like going to the right individuals. And looking back at the past year, let's say, first quarter on that, let's see, on that one, on the past year, the top issues that residents are contacting us about are infrastructure. Director Fitzpatrick could speak to that if she wanted to. There's so many miles of road to cover, so many drains, so many that's inevitably probably the top issue in every community is there's a tree branch down, or there's a crack in my road, or whatever. But 50% of our Citizen Request Center issues come through and head over to maintenance. Safety, 14%. That would be things like there's speeding on my road. Those get shuffled off to police. Zoning matters. My neighbor is encroaching on my yard. I have high weeds down the road. I want them to mow. Someone's leaving their cars out. That kind of thing are coming through there. And then just comments about the parks as the last kind of category of that. Jumping back up to the top. So I just wanted you guys to see kind of like what the system looks like when we receive things. So we receive an alert that a resident has submitted an issue, and then we can view all the details in this back end and mark to each other whether we've addressed it or not. Dina and I can kind of keep an oversight on all the departments and make sure that things aren't falling through the cracks and not getting responded to. There's a hierarchy, so if a resident submits a citizen request center issue, it'll come to the first person in the hierarchy. If they don't open it, then it gets pushed to the next person in the hierarchy, and so on and so forth, all the way up to Paul in some instances after a designated period of time. So really, when you're talking to residents, rather than having them email an individual person that could miss it, the Citizens Request Center is the way I tell residents to go, because then we're getting
Multiple eyes.
multiple eyes, and you have the data now in front of you to tell you what your constituents are interested
We
in.
can do reporting off of it.
Yes.
That's good.
So I thought those were two interesting things. So jumping back up to the top again.
But how do they get to the Citizens Request Center? Is it on?
It's right on the front page of the
Front
website.
page.
Mhm.
I don't know that I've seen it, but I'm not looking for it.
You
Funny,
go right to
somebody
the
call
source.
ya.
Yes.
Renee will be submitting some.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a test with a fake name. Just kidding.
If I may, Leslie printed my crew business cards with a QR code that takes our citizens directly to that request center, which
Like
has
that.
been very instrumental for my guys, because we get a lot of approaches while we're out working and things. So that's been a huge help for
Oh,
us. So
that's
thank you
great.
to that, but just so you folks know that we have that for
awesome.
communications as well.
That's a really smart idea.
And that's probably another reason why you're seeing a lot of percentage in Director Fitzpatrick's department, is because they're proactively
Pushing it.
Addressing those things, yeah.
as a solution to residents' concerns when they are out on.
It'd be
in the
nice to
world.
have that, like on the back of their card, when they, if they hand a card out and say, if you got any concerns,
Yeah.
you can email us.
Yeah.
Here, click on this. That'd be
Be
kind of
happy
cool.
to do that if that's something you would like to have modified on your business cards, or even the separate cards that we print for Lauren's
Yeah.
team, we could provide you as well.
Okay.
It just directs people to citizen request.
First.
Call Pat Myers.
The website obviously takes up a lot of my time, just keeping content fresh from the first quarter. I have to make sure I'm referencing the right one. So from the first quarter, the most visited content on our website was the bunny trail, and then the newsletter article that the chief wrote about e-bikes. So it tells
Good.
you that's top of mind for people.
Because we've been wanting to push that out there, so it's awesome.
Yes. As far as community experience category of work, the bunny trail was, I hope I'm not viewing it just with rose-colored glasses, but I think
was
a big
good.
success. And so I wanted to publicly thank everyone here for their support, especially Lauren and the maintenance department. They made that park sparkle before we even got to putting any of the glitz of the event on top. And then Dina for acquiring so many things for me. We got new walkie-talkies, and it made such a huge operational shift for us, and me not feeling like I'm just running around, and it just helped link the volunteers into what Lauren's seeing. And so it was just great teamwork,
Right.
and I think that the residents seemed very happy with
Yeah.
that.
I haven't had a chance to thank you personally, but it was awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I heard it, like, from most staff, that they felt like, okay, we feel like we got this. For the first time, we weren't like, crazy. Not that you all put in a ton of work, but feel like you got a handle on it now of what to expect, and,
Timing.
yeah,
The timing was big. Yeah, with an 11 a.m. start, it's dark when you get out there to start setting up. And for the first time, we felt like we were sort of breathing. And,
Good.
by the time the guests arrived, we were ready to go.
Good. So 11
yeah,
versus 10 made a big difference.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. So anyway, it was great. We have a great team of volunteers that have been kind of nurturing and those relationships, and they have helped as well. They've kind of focused on areas of expertise. So I have a game captain, and I have a trail captain, and a welcome table captain, and they're getting kind of routine into their roles too. And so everything's flowing smoothly. Dina, since that park is so linear, Dina took one whole half of it, and I took the other half of it, and everything just really flowed well
Great.
for us. So
Awesome.
I thought for fun, I would put a photo of Papa Genoa on your, on your report.
that.
That was good.
To infuse. So Papa Genoa is our April Fool's Day joke character this year. So if you didn't know, we're buying a mascot costume for this new character, Papa Genoa, and they were giving away free dessert at Giamarco's for anyone who came and asked for Papa Genoa, and that part was not a fool. They really were giving away free dessert.
Really?
Yeah, so it's the
Oh,
first time
that's
we've
cool.
like wrapped in a local business with our April Fool's joke, but it just is like a fun way to show a little lighthearted personality, and it's become a tradition that Paul and Joe Schaefer and I really have a lot of fun coming up with what trick we're gonna play on our residents each year. So just had to throw that in there. And then finally, I thought under programs and just kind of miscellaneous departmental support, the project with the police department to update the neighborhood watch signs is going great. I mean, really, we've only done one big promotional push, but we have around 18 HOAs that have come to us wanting to get involved. And that might not sound like a lot, but it really is, because there's a lot of turnover in the HOAs. And so we always struggle as a township just to keep our records up to date of like, who are the people to talk to in the neighborhoods when you want to get something done. So this is an opportunity for us just to renew those relationships and refresh them. And so I think that that's going quite well. We're still waiting for the sign shop to send us the sample of a reflective version of the sign to make sure when we order the big batch that they're all right. Yes, exactly. But that's all underway, and hopefully we'll be able to do a fun sort of photo op with the first neighborhood that gets the sign replaced.
Ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, something of the sort. Just like a little promotional push. Maybe we'll get a few more.
Papa Genoa could be there.
Genoa.
Just
Why you
mark
keep
it
looking
down.
at me?
I don't know, it's got a
It was
weird,
not me.
he's got a weird resemblance. I don't know. I just keep looking.
What's the matter? You got a problem with that?
Genoa salami. We have to capitalize on this. So that's really the bottom line. No. So those are just a few highlights for you. But
Thank you.
Thank you.
please
Good
feel
work.
free to reach out if
Yeah,
you
no,
have
that's
any
awesome.
ideas that come as a result of this.
Yeah, and I like the new activities at the Bunny Hop.
Oh, good.
You know, yeah, the super game stuff.
The air bouncer?
Yes, oh my
Yes.
gosh, that was a hit.
Yeah, it was. And that also is strategic to reduce the load on staff, is to be outsourcing some of these things a little more. And then also one of the other things that helped a lot was I've been nurturing these relationships with partners like the Delaware County Board of Developmental Disabilities. They have become a great partner. They came to
They were
Fall
really
Fest.
good.
They were
really good.
They were
yeah.
amazing at running the mini egg hunt. So if I have organizations, I know they're coming with like the highest level of professionalism, and they're going to be on time, and they're going to come with the people they said. Trebell came. We had the House Foundation found their new connection there. They're an organization that helps pay for kids to have after-school activities, and their board member, their founding member, is a resident of Genoa Township.
Nice.
Yeah, so the House Foundation, and then we had the Delaware County Master Gardeners come, and they did a carrot
Yes.
planting activity.
Carrot is growing.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Yeah, so those are fun activities, and I did hear comments from folks that they liked the carrot planting and
Good.
some of the new little twists.
That's
So we'll
awesome.
try to continue to evolve and improve, and
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
All right, next is zoning.
Thank you. Well, that'll be a tough one to follow. Mine probably won't be as fun as that just was, but I'll do my best. Yeah, really. This is usually why I go last. So I have a couple items on the agenda. They're pretty quick. Number one, we had an unfortunate situation on Jay Cox Road where we had a resident pass away a few months ago during the cold snap. The house is now vacant, and it's in the name of the individual who owned the home actually died a couple years prior, so as far as we know, no one's involved with the property anymore, and this house is in sort of not the greatest of shape. So we got a call about it from the neighbor. I asked the building department and the fire department to go take a look at it, and they said, yeah, this thing's a problem. The building department issued a statement that is unfit for habitation. So we're probably gonna have to deal with it in some manner, so I've been working with the prosecutor's office on how you go about abating the nuisance of a structure. I thought I was maybe gonna have that resolution ready for this meeting, but I didn't get it until late today. So I'm gonna postpone that until the next meeting, but I'll send you the information I got from the prosecutor's office with the resolution he sent, and then I can talk to you more about the specifics of the situation. It's somewhat of a sensitive matter, so I don't really wish to go into the details of it. But because it's sad, to be honest. But we're gonna work to see if there's something we can do about taking care of at least the building. Vegetation's also on our mind of, now that it's growing season. Given the location of the property, vegetation may not be as much of a concern because there's no homes to the west of it. So it may, if it does overgrow, it may just somewhat match what's going on further to the west. We'll cross that bridge if we come to it. But, so that'll be coming down the pike probably at your May meeting because it just wasn't ready to go for this evening. I'll send you the info. The other item I had was, and I'll try to keep this quick, so every year, the Regional Planning Commission issues sort of like an annual report on just demographics and statistics, and I'm not gonna read it to you, but I just wanted to sort of just make everyone aware that it's out there and the data's been updated. So if you go to the Delaware County Regional Planning Commission site, unfortunately, they don't have the most pithy URL, but if you just Google DCRPC Ohio, it'll probably be the first result. And they have this data tab, and you can go down to community profiles, and then they have profiles for every community as well as countywide data. So here's Genoa, and then here's just the report for Genoa as soon as it loads up. So you can see it's got some charts that give you all the basic statistics and data that you would expect out of the US Census, and then they sort of update it with, so as you know, there's the official census every 10 years, and then every few years, there's the sort of the American Community Survey, which is sort of a smaller version of the census. And then on top of that, regional planning also does some of their own projections that I feel like are probably more accurate than something you're gonna get at the federal level, because the regional planning is using county level specific data. At the national level, they're using very big assumptions. Regional planning is able to look at local building permit data and refine those numbers. So like I said, I'm not gonna read it here, but I just wanted to make everyone aware it was available. That same sheets exist for all the other communities in the county, as well as the countywide sheet. And then what's also really impressive, and I think I've showed this before during a meeting, but I just want to touch on it real quick, is this dashboard that regional planning has. And the graphics of it are really neat. And they do this dashboard, and you can also look up the community profiles on the dashboard, and it's probably visually a lot more appealing. So you can see over here, you can select the community you're looking for, and if everything works right, it jumps to Genoa here, and then if it did what it was supposed to do, sometimes it takes a second for it to sync up. But all that data, you can see all those tables update based on which community you're looking at. So there's, the numbers did change there as I click on Concord and Delaware. So you can see how we stack up to the other communities and just how things compare and continue to evolve. Look at the numbers. We continue to be a very healthy, growing community. Our population growth is starting to probably flatten out a little bit as, we're sort of past, I would say, the apex of our growth period, and we're starting to sort of flatline as the amount of land that we have to develop for large-scale developments is sort of being used up. But anyway, I just want to let you, the people, they work very hard at the regional planning office to do this and update this data and make this accessible to us. So since they had done the annual report for the county, I thought it was just a good opportunity just to remind everyone that this data is out there and exists for reference, not only internally, but externally by residents as well.
Leslie, is that something we could maybe link on? Because I just think that's really neat information.
Yes, I can promote that on social media. We do have a demographics page on our website that links to Delaware County, yes.
Yep.
But it's a good reminder that it's been updated, yeah. Because, I know it's there, but I don't look at it.
Yeah, it might be
You get
interesting, even
busy,
if we
yeah.
just throw the table in the next newsletter or something with just some of the baseline stats or something.
Yep.
It'd be interesting.
Great.
So those were the only two items I had. Other than that, I just wanted to say thank you to the board for the support during the omnibus amendment. It was nice to get that project wrapped up. And I've already texted the chair of the commission that we got it through, and we look forward to 30 days when it goes live. And I'll probably be before you at some point to talk about the purchase order we're probably going to need for the online code. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay, sounds great. All right, switch it over to Lauren and maintenance.
Good evening, Board. I'll touch real quick on what Leslie was talking about on our citizens' request, just to give you guys a little information. I would say probably a quarter of the requests we get is Delaware County engineer road issues. So we get those, but we pass them along to the proper department at the engineer's office for them to help them out in partnership with them. So those are all taken care of. The other large scale is curb and gutter repair. I think it was last month I touched on curb and gutter repair, how far along we've came in the last couple of years. But to give you an idea of curb and gutter repair, from June of last year until just here 2 weeks ago when I had Brooke take a look, we have 50 requests, and that's a lot. A lot of them are a cosmetic issue, not an actual structure or drainage issue. I think that's where we really got slowed up on taking care of that list. We were fixing a cosmetic issue over an actual drainage issue, so myself and Nate Fry are on board together inspecting those and taking care of actual structure issues first and foremost. So moving on, the first I have for you this evening is a purchase order for the Shelley Company. What this is a part of the blanket that you approved for me in our last meeting for road improvements. But this is through the Delaware County engineers bids instead of our own bids. So we will make this a PO of its own. This takes care of mill and fill paving, rejuvenation sealing, and striping through the county bids.
Okay, I will move to approve a purchase order to the Shelley Company in the amount of $5,030, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm looking at, $538,651.85 for Township 2026 road improvements. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoinette?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray? Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
Next, I have my seasonal employee hires for the summer. I have Kristen Gaines and Bryce Alkire. They both would start on May 11th of 2026. Jacob Odie, my sole returning seasonal, would be effective on May 18th, and Riley O'Halloran effective June 1st of 2026.
Okay, I move to hire the following as seasonal employees with the Parks Department. Kristen Gaines, effective 5/11/2026 at $18 an hour. Bryce Alkire, effective 5/11/2026 for $18 an hour. Jacob Adi, effective 5/18/2026 for $18 an hour. And Riley O'Haran, effective 6/1/2026 at $18 an hour. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoinette?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries.
And last for the board, I have asking permission to add a technician to the crew. When I took the deputy director position in June of 2023, we never filled my technician position that I left vacant. So we've worked the last several years and did okay on keeping up with what we have, but we've gotten to the point, especially with Freeman Farm, that we need a little more manpower or woman power, whatever it may be. This will also fill all of my seats when it comes to 2 shifts for snow and ice. So the need to look for a seasonal snow and ice person would no longer be needed. So tonight I ask for, I guess, permission to post a buildings and grounds technician position for the maintenance department.
I'm in favor.
I'm okay with that.
Tell me a little bit about the position. So you held it before you moved into this role?
I was actually on the roads department
Okay.
through the roads levy. The roads department is thick enough that we really don't need another technician on our roads department. I do need another technician for my buildings, grounds, and parks. So that's why I went to Paul and we spoke about it, and I said, this is gonna really benefit my crew and the township if I have another person to help full-time. So this will take us back to 12 technicians, which is what we were when I came in 2022, was 12 technicians.
And the idea is to not hinder the road levy too much, to blend it out of the general fund buildings and grounds account, so that it's not one fund taking the whole burden.
Is that how was your position funded prior?
Mine was through the roads levy prior.
Hers was roads, but this will definitely be a blended,
Yeah.
mostly
So-
out of general fund.
Yep.
It'll serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for like snow and ice and that kind of thing, when I do my payroll, it's adjusted to come out of the roads levy to take care of, because they are working directly with the roads.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep, I'm good.
Thank you.
All right, turn it over to police.
Do we want to skip?
I was going to say, do we want to skip this till after
Do
executive
the,
session?
do the one education
So
thing.
I have, the very last item on my
Yep.
agenda.
Yeah.
Good evening, Board. So the item I have on the agenda that I'd like to request the Board a resolution for is, in fall of 2024, Officer Pete Marlin graduated from Liberty University with his master's degree in, I believe it's law enforcement leadership. And with a little bit of reminders, a couple of times over again, Officer Marlin has finally filled out his paperwork, got HR his certified transcript, and is requesting to be given that educational supplement for his master's. So on here, I do know it says in the amount of $1.25. Pete does receive his bachelor's already, so the supplement would be an additional quarter for a total of $1.25. So tonight, I would request from the board to approve Officer Marlin for that educational supplement for the appropriate 2026 amount for his master's degree.
So how do I read this motion?
Well, do you want to pass it after the executive session? That way it'll be accurate.
Are you going to look into it?
Let's go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Executive session first.
Okay.
Come out and vote
All right,
either way on the content.
sounds good.
And that will make sense if you do that.
Okay, yep, all right. Before we go into executive session, I'm going to read the announcements. April 17th through 26th is spring cleanup. April 26th, BZA. May 5th, Election Day. May 5th, Fire Advisory Committee. May 6th, Parks Advisory Committee, and the next regular trustee meeting is May 7th. And
Dawn, you read that as May
what?
20, or April 26th.
I'm sorry, April 28th, thank you. Reminder that our May trustee meeting, it was moved to the first Thursday because I have a conflict. So at this time, I will move to adjourn to executive session at 7:38 PM to prepare for conducting, reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and condition of their employment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Antoinette? Yes. Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion carries. We're now in executive session. I move to return from executive session to the regular trustee meeting at 7:48 PM. Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll?
Mr. Antoness? Yes. Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion passes. All right, we have a couple items after we come out of executive session. I will move to approve the collective bargaining agreement for the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association Union full-time sergeants and lieutenants as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoness? Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion passes. And then I would also like to approve the fact-finding report for the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association Union Police Officers as presented. Do I have a second?
Second?
Give it to Annette. Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoness? Yes. Ms. McMurray?
Yes.
Ms. Vaughn?
And based on that information, I will move to approve an educational supplement for full-time police officer Peter Marlin per Article 14.11 in the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, OPBA, union agreement in the amount of $1.50 an hour for a master's degree in criminal justice, law enforcement leadership from Liberty University, effective April 1st, 2026. Do I have a second? Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoness?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray? Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion passes. And there is no more business to come before board, so I will move to adjourn the meeting at 7:50 PM. Do I have a second? Discussion? Roll.
Mr. Antoness?
Yes.
Ms. McMurray? Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, motion passes. We are adjourned.
Well,